Alright guys, well, we are in the Bobcat. We got the trencher on. I got the camera set up on the picnic table, and the Bluetooth controller decided not to work for the camera on the picnic table, so be a little bit messed around to put this together, but I had the third camera and didn't have the SD card in it. So this trench here, like I said, it caved in and it was really wet, but now it's real dry, and I think I'm going to be able to fix it. I might have a couple spots where it's a little wider than what I want, but that's fine. So we're just going to try to fix it, repair it, whatever you want to call it. Trying to see if I could get the trencher. Trying to see the bottom, see if I could figure out where the bottom is. Alright, so I've got to go about like that, I think. So the only problem with going over top of this is where the trencher threw the dirt up on the side, it wants to make you lean a little bit. So it's a little harder to steer, but we'll see. It should work fine. See how good a job it does redoing this thing. So we got my controls. So I don't have the camera to show my controls, but I'm just running the trigger. The trigger makes it so you have to run the trigger, and so the bottom of the chain is pulling so the chain's going away from the machine on the top and towards the machine on the bottom. So the bottom of the chain is pulling the material out to the auger, and the auger is feeding it over to the side. So the only problem I'm having right now is I'm having a hard time telling where the bottom is because it was already previously dug, and I don't really want to get a low spot. You know, like it looked like there's a low spot right here. I don't want to make it any lower than it already is. And then so it got stuck. In order to unstick it, you just change the hydraulics or pick it up a little bit. So I got a rock stuck in it, I think. So then you just flip the switch, the toggle switch, and it changes the direction of the chain, and it's supposed to help you get the rock or whatever out. And I'm only running, I'm not even quite half throttle, so there's a big rock right there, I guess. The only bad part is, like, you just can't see that well. But it is doing a good job. I do have the cleaner for it ordered. Actually, I think it came in. I don't think I ordered it through the salesman. I don't think he told me that he figured out. I said, well, you need to figure out what parts I need and get them for me. And he never, I got an email from Bobcat saying that my parts were in. He never said, hey, I figured it out and I ordered them for you. So you get some places where it's like you know, it looks like it's gonna bust in half, you know. So the only problem with doing this is there's the potential for some cave-in, but it looks like it's actually working pretty good. So there's a rock or something right there. So the cleaner, you know, that helps bring the material out of the bottom, gives you a smoother edge on the bottom. It's definitely needed, especially because what happens is if you say you get stuck on a rock or whatever, I don't care what it is, if you will go forward at all, you will mess up your trench. You'll have a spot where the material, so now I got a rock right there, right on the cleaner. So I'm going to try to go forward and pick it up and go forward and just get that rock to, I don't know, maybe I just go over it and pick it out. Oh, it came. I got it. So the problem without the cleaner is there's a potential that you're going to get material stuck, have material that's going to be uneven in the bottom. So as far as doing a drain, you know, I'm not real sure that you can even, I got a rock stuck right at the top, I think. It's really hard to tell your slope, you know, and that's the hardest part, is to tell your slope. And I guess the camera will probably show, but I think I have a rock stuck right at the top of the trencher. So that's where the carbide would come in, because it will be able to break that. So the other day what I did is I kind of pulled them out with the teeth a little bit. But the hard part is that is the hardest part about the whole thing with the trencher is it's hard to see. You just can't, and I can't even tell where the rock is, but I know I have a rock somewhere. So I'm actually gonna back up and see if I can see it. Looks like it's right here at the top, right? Give it a little more throttle and try it. I need a little bit more angle, I think. That got it, I guess. Temporarily. So I mean, when you go through some stuff, it really, you know, you think it's gonna come right into pieces. So right here's where I'm gonna try to go a little bit slower. This is where it caved in. I'm gonna try to go just a little bit slower, and I'm actually gonna try to stop it, and I'm gonna try to clean it just a little bit better, even though, so the problem is I don't have that cleaner. That's where the cleaner would be like, would work great, because this stuff is a little bit looser right here, and so there's more of a potential for some cave-in. I'm trying not to go any deeper than I have to. I mean, so you know, the slope is the hardest part. You're not gonna, like, doing this by myself, it's really hard for me to tell, hey, I've got to go deeper, I've got to go shallower. And when you get rock stuck, it messes up everything, because you're trying to see and you can't see the rock, and you're trying to figure it all out. So I just want to do trenches for a void and have it clean enough that I can put my pipe in the bottom. And I'm like, must have hit something. My machine wants to stop right there. So I think the slope, actually looking down, looks pretty good. So basically I just want to get this done as quick as possible, get the pipe down in there, and start putting gravel in before it caves in again. So here's where it's going to be a little bit, it's actually going a little bit wider, but it's going. It's a rock that was on the side, fell right in there. And it, you know, like I said, it's hard to tell the slopes. It looks like I have a high spot about 10-12 feet in front of me. It's all right. I'll deal with that. Creating the void, putting the pipe in, giving the water, you know, so the water can take the path of least resistance. And I mean, that, you can't do much better than that, right? But you could definitely see, so like here where I've already dug, it's looser. That's where that cleaner would be a huge thing to have, because it would clean that bottom out real nice. So probably going to be going to run and get the cleaner parts first thing Monday morning. And I don't know what, I'll be interested to see the camera well, I don't know if the camera could see this far, but it seems like I always get the rock stuck at the same spot. So you run it in reverse. Sometimes you just have to run it in reverse a little. See, now I've got a spot right there where it's a high spot because it didn't get clean because I stayed in the same spot trying to get the rock or whatever out. But I mean, for doing like electrical, like electric lines that you're gonna do, and you're not gonna they don't have to be buried very deep. Anything shallow, fiber cable, whatever, this thing would be super fast. Trying to plow through my pile, I guess. I don't want to. Skid steer doesn't want to back up. Alright guys, so you see one spot where it caved in there. Just one big rock fell over there. There is one massive rock up there on the right hand side that it pulled out of there. So it looks like good to go. I got to get that one spot where it caved in out, and we'll throw the pipe in there, landscape fabric, whatnot. The SD card on the camera in the skid steer quit. So we're going to call it a video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more from Triple D Farms, Triple D Maple, and Triple D Cabins. Please like and subscribe. I'm Jared. Have a great day.